for someone with a normal PS4, you would be literally minutes ahead just from loading screens. So the timer above their head will keep going even if they quit out or do skips, etc. But the only time that matters at the end is the actual end-game time. Yeah, apparently Ivhen's PS4 Pro went out on him already, so he's on a PS4 Slim.
Like, he only had it for...
Here we go, baby. Let's go.
So you see they both started changing out gestures there. And the bow gesture, which is the one that both of them put on the first slot, lets your character move forward a little bit, so you might see them using that for some skips later.
Yeah. So this wolf, he actually triggers every runner, but the funny thing about him is he's supposed to be a scripted death. He's supposed to kill you, so you come back into this area with a weapon and then kill him. But in the speedrun, we don't have time for all that, so let's hope both runners get good wolf RNG, and basically you can run past him and make it to the dream and not have to come back. So
if you get really unlucky, he can block you in that door.
Yeah.
And if you punch him in the ass, he'll jump out of the way. But
booty slap.
Sometimes he just refuses to get out of the way. The 1 in a million RNG.
Yeah, it's awful.
Thank God none of them got that.
So they're going to make it to the dream, and they're going to both try to take 2 weapons. The Saw Cleaver, which is basically the OP weapon that you can start with, and the Threaded Cane. We'll talk about why they use that later. It won't actually be used in fights, but you want to tell them how they get 2 weapons, Hattie?
So basically, to get 2 weapons, the cliche or typical Bloodborne speedrunner way of saying how you get 2 weapons is, oh, just spam X. It works every time.
Yeah.
But basically, you want to spam X and then grab the Saw Cleaver as fast as possible. And if you do it fast enough, you'll have enough time to reopen the menu before the messengers go back into the ground. And you'll be able to get a second weapon.
They were both able to pull that off, so
yep.
It doesn't seem like much, but if you don't get it, it's kind of a pain in the ass, for lack of a better term. So, yeah, EMP, I'm all right though. Got some Tylenol in me. So both players going to make it to through Central Yharnam now. They will both be doing the sewer skip, and we'll kind of explain what that is coming up. So nothing too fancy right now. Just grabbing Molotov cocktails, which will be used on the first boss, and making their way past all the mobs. Yeah, so Ivhen is resting on SSD as well.
So like KC said about the real-time versus in-game time, that means that the runners can quit out, and it won't be added to their in-game time, which is the time we're going to use for the final time at the end.
Yep.
And so there's 2 ways you can do this sewer skip. There's one way where you can do it without quitting out.
Ivhen with a box S.
And
Romanticore with a no quit out.
So normally, I'd say about 50% of the time, at most, you'll get that plunge attack. And if you don't, then you have to quit out, and that'll add RTA to your run, real time. But it won't add any in-game time. So if you see a runner quitting out, it's not adding to their time at all.
Yeah, so basically what you're doing is you're jumping up on these boxes, or Box S is an awesome emote made by LVND, my main man. But basically what you do is jump on the boxes up onto a ledge, jump from the ledge to the fence post. More than half the time you have to quit out, like Hattie said. But if you get a plunge attack, you can just do it all without quitting out. So it's called sewer skip because it saves what Ivhen's doing. So probably about 40 seconds, just like that.
Yeah. It's a pretty big time loss. If you were doing actual runs, actual attempts, that would be a reset.
Yeah.
So it's really frustrating.
So Romanticore fighting the first boss, Father Gascoigne.
Yeah, he's a pain. He is by far the most hated boss by every runner, I would say.
Thank God he's at the beginning.
Yeah.
But he's a hunter.
Since he's the only boss that you don't fight with buffs, like pellets or fire paper / bolt paper, you're going to be killing him with Molotovs and parries, which is not necessarily the fastest way, but the most consistent way to kill him would be to just parry him and throw Molotovs. So
GG by Romanticore there.
Pretty decent fight by Romanticore.
He's got 3 phases. One with the axe and the gun. Second one around 70%. You can see the Saw Cleaver just kind of breaks his poise, and he can never actually pull out the weapon. And then phase 3 is around 40% health. He turns into a beast. So Ivhen actually seeing the phase 2 here. He went for a backstab, didn't get it, so... Should be
Phase
going to
2
phase...
is...
Use his
Go
last
ahead.
Molotov. No, go ahead.
I was saying, phase 2 is by far the hardest part of this fight. So if you... The way you want to take this fight is by preventing him from going into phase 2. If he gets into phase 2, which is the one where he extends his axe, it's extremely hard to deal with. It's hard to parry, and he also gets hyperpoise, which is a term we use to describe what happens when you hit a boss and they're still able to attack through your hits. So it's really annoying, but both runners getting gas going down pretty easily. So
Romanticore opting to pick up the Hunter set there. Basically, the start set you start with, I wouldn't call it attire in this game. It's not really fair to call it armor. Like if you're used to playing Dark Souls, nothing's that much better than the other, but the beginning set is bad. So there's a set called the Hunter set that these top tier runners like Hattie and these guys don't grab until later in the run. But Romanticore opting to get it early. It's about 4 seconds out of the way or so.
Ivan's also gonna get it.
Yeah, it'll save you some hits.
And it also adds a little bit of a stat called Beasthood, which basically increases your damage indirectly. It fills up your Beasthood meter, which is a buff that you get from using an item called Beast Blood Pellets, and it makes that meter fill up faster. So, which will essentially means more damage faster.
So you saw Romanticore talk to an NPC there. His name is Alfred, and he's got actually a pretty cool quest line. I recommend doing it if you have it, but we don't actually pursue his quest line. We just accept his help, and he gives us 3 fire papers. And
we take his stuff and leave.
Yeah, fire is good on Beast. The next 3 boss happen to be Beast, so we're going to see those 3 fire papers used on the next 3 bosses.
A lot of people ask if it's really necessary to take the time to go grab that fire paper, but if you've ever fought the Bloodstarved Beast without fire paper, it takes so much longer. So the fire paper is really, yeah, Amelia takes at least like an extra minute to kill just without fire paper.
Romanticore getting the new old Yharnam skip, as we call it. This one found by Giant Cookie Jar, about 8 seconds faster than... there's a way of running around and basically not falling out of bounds, but using a little ledge to skip most of old Yharnam. Romanticore getting the new version with a jump. Really nice. So here he's picking up those Beast Blood Pellets. They will be leveling up their weapons and stats, which is essential, but you'll see a Beast Blood Pellet used on every single boss besides one for the rest of the race. They're a necessity, so...
Also, right now, you'll notice they're not going back to level up or use or level up their weapon, excuse me, because that's why it's so important to use the fire paper and the Beast Blood Pellets early, because with a +0 weapon, you would not be able to kill Amelia or Bloodstar Beast very easily.
Tried to go do those bosses without a Saw Cleaver and without these strats.
Yeah,
I mean, they're actually hard bosses. Yeah, so the Beast Meter, basically what it does is it's a catch-22, so it makes you deal up to 80% more damage, I believe, if it's full.
Yeah,
the trick attacks, or the transform attacks, the R1, L1, build a lot of Beast Meter with the Cleaver. And so once the meter, as it gets full, you deal more damage, but the caveat there is your defense is down, so you take more damage. So not something for a lot of basically new runners, or not new runners, but new players to use, but an absolute essential for the speed run. So really nice strat there by Romanticore with a lot of backstabs. Makes quick work of the Bloodstarved Beast, and he's going to mark out back to the Cathedral Ward. Yeah, that was the Hattie strat.
Exactly 0.5 seconds. Very worth it. Very worth it.
Very sexy strat. If anything, it's still visually pleasing. So they use those cocktails to distract the beast about 10 seconds at a time. You can get some rare AI where she decides just to avoid them. But there's a pretty set strat with the cocktails and the amount of hits you do.
Both runners taking down BSB pretty easily. Ivan's got a few more hits, doing a slightly different strat.
Yeah. Romanticore, meanwhile, making his way to the abandoned Hunter's Workshop. He's going to fall through I don't know a secret area, but falls to a specific spot here. Hug, stop. And he's going to grab an item called the 1/3 of the umbilical cord, which we'll talk about a little later. funny enough, there's 4/3 of the umbilical cord because of fractions. And he's also going to be picking up the doll set, which is another set of attire. It actually has really poor damage resist, but it sells for 35,000 blood echoes, which gets you a lot of extra levels early on. So,
Just to illustrate how many more levels you get from this doll set, at the end of the game, it takes about 20,000 echoes to level up once. And this set is 35,000 echoes, so you'd only be able to get 1, maybe 2 levels out of the late game with this doll set, but in the early game you get tons of levels. So it's really good.
yeah. So Ivhen making his way there now. You know, Romanticore are going to be making it up to the next area and performing the ladder warp glitch found by Dan Koister. You want to explain how that one works, Ahadi?
I don't think anyone really knows how it works, but basically, you're going to transform your weapon and try to climb the ladder. Oh, he's going to do the gunshot. Basically, you're going to toggle your weapon, transform your weapon, or do a gunshot. I think you can also do it off of vial if you do it at the right timing, but
Yeah.
and it'll cancel your character actually climbing the ladder, but the game still thinks that your character's on the ladder. And when you're on a ladder and you quit out, the game will spawn you back at the bottom of the ladder or at the top, depending on where you tried to climb it.
Yeah.
And
So
since he can still move around, he's going to go kill Amelia, and then when he quits out, he'll be back at the ladder. Saves about 20 seconds.
yeah, so as cool of a glitch as it is, and this is the only time it's actually used in the run. Feels bad, man, but still a nice little free time save.
It is a little bit more useful in all achievements speedruns because there's so many ladders in the Chalice dungeons. But since they don't do the Chalice dungeons in this route,
Chalice ass.
yeah, why don't they do the chalices? Are you going to save your splits if you PB? Question mark.
Dude hand, yeah. So this is Amelia, and once again, this is a strat developed by QTT6, another runner. Basically, she's a beast, so all of her limbs can be staggered. So we always have a recurring joke among the runners about bad Amelia RNG, but there's actually no such thing. So as long as you do the set amount of hits with the Beast Blood Pellet and the Fire Paper, the fight will be the exact same every time. But like Ahadi was saying, try to come to this boss with a +0 and no buffs, even with the Saw Cleaver. And Amelia is a very hard boss for a lot of new players, but
Yeah.
with the strat, she's basically free.
They want you to have at least a +3 when you get to this boss.
Yeah. I think you can, I guess, you can have
You can get a +4.
+6.
Can you get a +6?
If you go to Hemwick early, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're doing this with a +0 weapon, so. You saw Romanticore quit out. Ivhen's going to be quitting out now. They took the lamp to come back later. And as long as you don't die or go through a loading screen, which a loading screen is dying, you're free to run around the world and quit out and resume your position. So
they're both pretty close now. Ivan's probably still a little bit behind because of the sewer skip, but Romanticore didn't do a quit out for a sewer skip, so he's not as far ahead as you might think.
yeah. So now you saw them pick up an item in a chest after Father Gascoigne called the Gem Workshop tool. Bloodborne's a little bit unique to where not only do you upgrade your weapon and get damage from that, but you can put 3 gems into a fully upgraded weapon. So you just saw Romanticore pick up an item, and that's basically going to be 10% when he's at full health and around 7% if he's not. So that's going to be the first gem that he puts in his weapon for the extra damage.
And also you saw that he used the item that Amelia gave him, which is the gold pendant, and that is a gem that deals more damage to beasts. And Parl, Dark Beast Parl, which is the boss he'll be fighting next, is a beast. So it deals bonus damage to him, which is the only reason you'll be using that gem for the whole run.
Yep. So Romanticore now going back to the Dream for the first time. Going to level up, sell that doll set, and upgrade his weapon to +4. And he'll make his way to Dark Beast Parl area. Let's see what he decides to level up. Romanticore's been going 10 bit the entire tournament.
Yeah, he'll go 10 vit for sure. He's just grabbing the hunter set for a little bit of extra defense on shadows. He's gonna buy 5 Molotovs here, or 4. I don't know why he only bought 4, but
Alright. He
you
also
can
bought.
get. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say he also bought with Insight. You know, there's a shop at the top of the stairs. There's another form of currency called Insight, which we'll get into more later. But he bought. You're like, okay, where did he pick up weapon stuff to make his weapon from +0 to +3? Once Amelia's dead, you can purchase that with Insight. So that's how he upgraded his weapon.
So the reason why he bought Molotovs was to kill little enemies called, I believe we looked it up last race. It was
Wandering something.
Wandering Madness, I believe is what they're called.
Wandering Madness.
Yeah, something like that. And you kill them with the Molotov because it's faster.
Yep.
Most of them can be one-shot with a Molotov, so it just makes it a lot quicker.
So here Romanticore is going to take off one piece of attire, stab himself to make blood bullets that he doesn't need. And this is actually a scripted death before anybody says rip.
Rip.
You can go to Dark Beast Parl later once you access this area, but you can access this little area with Dark Beast Parl now. And this was a route developed by this Hex, who's in chat, another Canadian hero with this game. Found a lot of strats, a lot of skips. Basically, you kill Parl early, and you can have Bolt Paper. There's only 2 buffs in this game, Fire Paper, Bolt Paper. And once they use the Fire Paper on Dark Beast Parl, it will not make an appearance the rest of the game. So they kill Parl, basically get her out of the way, and have access to Bolt Paper for Shadows and Rom, make it a little more comfy.
A little bit of a French snatcher there, but nothing to worry about.
Mongar S.
The grab attack, the infamous run killer.
Yep.
If you get grabbed by that attack, it wastes
15 seconds.
Like, it wastes so much time. He takes forever.
Yeah. So basically, this is a boss. The limbs can be staggered because of the beast. With your +4, your paper, your buff, your upgrades, you just attack one leg, attack the head, and then kill the head once it comes back around with counter damage. So bad Parl RNG. It probably really shouldn't exist either.
Yeah.
She's backing up a little bit, but still not going to have a chance to attack. Maybe Romanticore missed the head. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, he missed the face with that transform attack.
Gotcha.
And he hit the neck.
Now they'll buy the Bolt Paper from the shop, buy some more blood vials, which are their heals, and they'll be making their way back to the Forbidden Woods, which is where they came from, to get to the Dream the first time. And they'll be making their way towards arguably one of the hardest bosses in the run, which is the Shadows of Yharnam.
So we used to actually buy the Bolt Paper from the Insight shop, but since you don't actually need the Blood Echoes after Parl, you can buy them from the Blood Echo shop.
Did not
So
know
that is just one of the reasons why this is probably a faster route than the older route, where we killed Parl after Amygdala. But just a little bit of routing lore.
What the lore. So Romanticore are going to be doing, I don't even know if it's fair to call this a skip. If anybody just plays this game casually, go try this. You hug the rocks and you jump. It allows you to skip like a lot of the cannon area and come in out of bounds through the backside of a house. So the Forbidden Wood skip there, if you will. And then he'll be picking up more of the beast blood pellets needed for the run. So there is a shortcut before this boss. Nobody's actually taken it in the tournament. I don't think they will. So without
Too much pride.
Too much pride, yeah. So a death here is 2 minutes and 15 seconds just for the run back. So we have had some Shadows deaths, but let's hope neither one of these runners gets one tonight.
They're both running with 10 vitality, so Shadows can be quite scary. With full beast meter, you can quite easily get one shot.
With a running attack from him, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, bud.
So you basically have 3 Shadows. One that there's a set strategy or set order of which to kill them. There's one that has a mace attack and throws fireballs. You want to take him out first. There's one with a katana that just does melee, and then there's one that probably has the highest DPS in the game. He has a katana, but he blows fire, and if you lose track of him and turn around and the fire's in your face, you're literally dead in like absolutely no time.
Because the fire does tick damage. Not only does it do massive amount of damage just with one tick, but it ticks like 5 times a second. So if you're caught in that fire, you'll be dead very, very quickly.
Yeah. So Romanticore almost there. You notice they picked up items along the way. That was the twin bloodstone shards or the large titanite if you're familiar with Dark Souls. So that's what they'll use to get their weapon up to +6.
Anyone see that scene change by Ivhen?
Oh god. Oh god. So here goes Romanticore, gonna pop the buffs and then hope for a good opener. Good opener means hitting 3 shadows at once, or yeah, that's a pretty good opener.
Oof.
Ooh, okay, survived it.
Back in there.
So he takes out one, take out that guy. It's a nice parry. You see the flame guy doing his breath right now?
Nice, parries all over the shop.
This is a second phase. Once they get down, one of them gets down to 30%, they can stretch out their arms. And this fire one here can summon snakes. But you kill him last because he's pretty much in an AI loop. They'll just kind of dance in a circle. Yeah, that was really nice. Ivhen trying to get a good shadows fight now.
Oh, he gets the mace attack from the fireball guy. That's probably the worst attack you can get.
He can open with it and just push you right into another one and kill you.
Pretty bad RNG when that happens.
The Romanticore took the lamp here. He wouldn't normally in a run, but this is for safety because he'd have to run all the way back. So now he's going to perform the Lunarium key skip, which allows him to skip the Lunarium key inside the college. Basically, there's a YOLO version here where you jump off the bug's tail into the lake. Romanticore almost gets it, but quitting out in Dark Souls games besides number 2, because thank you, Tanimura, it resets enemy position. So he's going to come back in, and even though that bug noticed him the first time, he can just be behind the bug, run up against his backside, I guess you would call it. He's going to just get a little bit of a jump boost off the tail to push himself into the lake.
It's a really tricky skip to get without quitting out, so
see if Ivhen's able to get it. So Romanticore doing it, getting it there.
Also, if you get hit by those fireballs, yeah, you'll get one shot.
Ivhen showing you the YOLO version.
So both runners are pretty much dead tied right now. Romanticore might be
really good run.
Tiny bit ahead.
But basically, Rom is the big one in the middle, and you just want to take out the little spiders and build enough beast speeder to where you can stagger her before she goes to phase 2, because that's when she can start attacking. So you take out all the little ones here.
A little bit disappointed that Ivhen's not doing YOLO Rom, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I'd say he's pretty much dead to me.
There are 11 little spiders, I think, and with the way Ivhen does it, he doesn't kill any of the little spiders first, which is pretty much a suicide mission. And there's obviously skill involved. I don't want to say there's no skill, but the way he does it, it's just there's definitely some Ive luck involved.
Probably works about half the time, I'd say. Maybe just a little bit more than half the time. So, and this is just over 20 minutes into the run, so it's pretty scary.
Yeah. So both of them getting a good ROM, and now they'll both get the instant warp, which means they don't have to run to the Queen to initiate the cutscene, and they will be in the Yharnam Unseen Village, which is where they killed Pearl. But now that the Blood Moon is out, come at me, lore boys. I don't know the lore. But now that the Blood Moon is out, they have access to the entire area.
So they're actually going to run all the way down into this little prison area to get a key for later in the run. So it's the Upper Cathedral Ward key, and they're going to use that to kill the last 2 optional bosses before the DLC. So you'll see that a little later.
So you'll probably wonder why they mark out back to the lamp as soon as they get the key. Well, another skip found by this hex, it's called the Yharnam skip, and not even memeing. I've ran this game for like 9 months. I'm not sure I know how to get through Yharnam normally. So basically, instead of running all the way around to get to 1 Reborn, which is the next boss, you're going to clip through a part of the fence and happen to fall on a pillar that allows you to roll forward without taking lethal fall damage. So let's see if they're able to get the YOLO version.
Actually a developer of Bloodborne, and that's why he knows all these little secrets, because he just embedded them in the game when it first came out.
Yeah,
Pretty
probably.
sure.
So here's Romanticore grabbing some Bloodstone chunks, which are the last upgrade to get from +7 to +9. And let's see if he goes for the YOLO skip.
Ooh,
So yeah,
here he goes. Nice.
Gets it with the quit out. He doesn't even need the quit out. So he gets a stored roll there. He rolls forward, and basically that's the Yharnam skip. Ivhen gonna get it as well, YOLO.
Nice.
Really, really good race so far.
This is gonna be a close one, guys.
Picking up bolt paper, more chunks. Pretty much just remember they're only at +4 right now. The next time they upgrade their weapon, they're going to take it to +8. They're basically just gathering materials for that. And they're going to make their way to, not going to jinx it. Nobody's come back and say KC did it. But we've had 14 deaths, which is the amount of runners that we have. Some of those runners being multiple times. But we have had 14 deaths to this next boss, so... they're going to go inside here and get another gem. This will be one of the final 3 gems that we use. It's an 18% physical gem. So it's guarded by this little wolf, whatever you want to call it. And they're going to put that in their weapon with the next upgrade.
You'll see a lot of the time they'll go out of their way to get gems like that. And you'd think it would be a waste of time, but it really isn't. The 18% damage, by the end of the run with those 2 18% gems and the 15% gem, that's like 51%.
Yeah, more
increase,
damage,
which is pretty insane.
So this boss, this greatly designed boss, is the one reborn, and even though he's not a beast, he has limbs and a body that staggers like one. And so there's 6 Bell Maidens at the top, kind of reminiscent of the Tower Knight if you play Demon Souls. And they're chucking fireballs at you. You want to stagger the body, stagger the head, and then stagger the big leg. Which sounds easy, and sometimes it is, but it's really dependent on the fireball RNG. Meanwhile, the One Reborn...
supremely unlucky right now.
Yeah, the One Reborn, while the fireballs are coming, the One Reborn tries to make it rain on you like you're a dirty girl in a nightclub trying to pay off student loans. So the One Reborn making it shower like there's no tomorrow on the Frenchman. Meanwhile, Romanticore with a really clean fight.
Very well played by both runners. Ivhen got really unlucky with the amount of fireballs, but he still made it work.
Yeah, so...
Especially with 10 vitality, you can be dead in seconds if you're not careful.
So fast, dude. One fireball and 1 corpse drop, that's it.
It's over.
So they both took a lamp here for the lecture hall building. It's because they're going to come back here later. But right now they're going to make their way to the Nightmare Immensis, kill 1 more of those lizards or Wandering Madness, and go back to the Dream for the 2nd level up of stats, 2nd level up of weapon.
They're both going to stay at 10 vitality here, which is pretty scary because these next 2 bosses are mid-game bosses, and they do a lot of damage. So Mikolash can very easily one-shot you with all of his attacks, and it only takes a couple of punches for him to kill you. So it's going to be pretty Monka-esque. They do radial. They both have a normal PS4 and an SSD. So this is about as even a race as possible.
Yeah. So Ivhen may actually be catching up here because he did not have sewer skip, and they're literally at the same spot right now. But Romanticore did have a quit out, remember, to jump in the Lunarium Lake. So I think we're pretty neck and neck right now, honestly.
Yeah.
Which is what I expected out of this.
This is a very good race so far.
So, killing the doll, not because they're bad people. Maybe they are. They're just people over the internet to me. But as my Twitch friends, I don't think they're bad people. It's honestly just faster than exhausting her dialogue. So, she comes back every time. No worries. You can actually level up off of her corpse. And so they level up their weapons to +8 and replace that gold gem for the beast. Since there's no more beast enemies that they need it for, they're going to put in that 18% gem they picked up in Yharnam.
So you actually killed the doll 3 times in the run because you leveled up 3 times. So that I'd say you save about maybe just over 5 seconds. So you save a good 15, 20 seconds just on level ups.
Yeah.
It's pretty significant.
So here they're getting the best mechanic in this game, which is called Frenzy. And it's similar, I don't know. Some people say it's a bad comparison, but it's kind of like Bleed in Dark Souls. Except it takes little bits of chip damage.
And it's worse.
Once that meter gets full, it takes like 75% of your HP all in one proc, so...
I'd say Bleed is probably not as bad because you can actually avoid it. It only happens when you get hit, but this just keeps going up, never stops. So I wonder if Romanticore is going to grab the blue elixirs here.
Yeah.
He should. If he doesn't, I'm gonna let him hear it after the run.
So not a lot going on here. Both just running to the next area. There's like these little creepy student-looking dudes, but they're not really much of a threat.
Everybody calls them something different. Little metal baby guys. I've heard that.
They'll like push you in the back, but I don't think they've ever like aggroed one.
If you hit it, then it starts attacking you. But other than that, it just tries to push you off the edge.
Yeah. So they're picking up the blue elixirs, both of them. We'll talk about that when they use it. It's kind of similar to Hidden Body, I guess you would say. Basically, it makes you transparent, and enemies can notice you, and you still can die while you're blue elixired, but enemies have a delayed reaction of seeing you. So there's spots where you have to run through like big mobs or enemies that'll one-shot you. You can pop that blue elixir for a little bit of safety. So neither Romantic, we're not going for the elevator. The elevator takes a few seconds to send down, but if you were to die to this boss, you're looking at a really long run back. So
I'd say it's
couple
rivaling
minutes.
Logarius.
Yeah, it's probably close to
Shadows.
Run back. Yeah, maybe more than Shadows.
3 to 3.5 minutes of a run back, which is pretty significant.
Romanticore getting what we call the Swedish RNG, which is where Mikolas goes directly into the room. He's going to pop a pellet to bring him out. And if we haven't talked about it, there's a stat in this game called Rally, or a mechanic to get your health back. So once you're hit in Bloodborne, you can actually rally that health back by hitting the enemy again. These puppets, don't let them deceive you. They look like anorexic skeletons, but they pack a punch, and they're the one enemy in the game that I know of that you cannot rally your health back off. So.
And they have the worst hitboxes.
Oh my gosh!
To hit them,
yeah.
Like if you try to hit this enemy, you'll be standing right in front of it, and you will not hit it. That has got to be the worst run killer in the run, because if you're running with 10 vitality, and you go to hit that puppet and you miss, and it does its 4-hit combo attack, you're just dead.
Yep.
This far into the run, this is like over 30 minutes into the run, it's over.
They're going to be doing something cool here. The idea is to fight Mikolas in that room, but what you do here is you're supposed to fall down and chase him in that room, go back to the top of the stairs and plunge in on him because the gate shuts. But what they're going to do is try to execute a plunge attack with the extended saw cleaver, and if they're successful, they can block, like Romanticore just did. He can block Mikolas from ever going in there. Saves a pretty good chunk of time.
Mikolas getting away from him there, but he'll block him in this corner here.
Should be able to finish him. Really good fight. Meanwhile, Ivhen gets the... Yep. Really good fight for both runners, honestly. These guys make it look easy, guys. These are 2 of the top 10. Well, Ivhen's got world records, but Romanticore is capable of extremely good times. He already has, I think he's top 10, maybe top 5.
Yep, I think he's like 8th.
Yeah, so don't let anybody be fooled. These guys are neck and neck.
Yeah. So both runners are going to what seems like going out of their way to get another blood gem. But again, blood gems are extremely overpowered. And especially at the end of the run when you have all 3 of them in your weapon, it's going to be really good.
But this is the last 18% one. And they have to go through 2 enemies called the Winter Lanterns, which are really creepy and sing at you. And when they sing at you, they proc your frenzy. So this is a really easy place to die in runs. If the Winter Lanterns are grouped together, like they are for Romanticore, he's frenzied to take like 80% of his health, and now he's got to get out of here before he gets grabbed or frenzied again. So,
Perfect.
like Hattie said, seems out of the way, but it's definitely worth it for the amount of damage you get.
You know, in Distortion Segmented Run, he actually kills one of those Winter Lanterns to get a RNG drop for a gem.
For a cursed gem?
Yeah, he does that. He kills the Winter Lantern on the way by and he just kept grinding that segment until he got one.
That's hilarious. So they're picking up the last of the chunks that they need to take their weapon to +9. You probably wonder why they're hoarding insight, or why they haven't spent it. Basically, there's a couple ways to get a Blood Rock in this game. They could go where they just were, down by the Winter Lanterns, to pick up the physical Blood Rock. Blood Rock being like a Titanite slab. Take your weapon from +9 to +10. But with 60 insight, if you own the DLC, you can actually buy a Blood Rock from the Bath Messengers for 60 insight. So,
Yep. And that
They'll
saves
be,
quite a bit of time.
yeah,
Over
about
grabbing
50 seconds probably. So Romanticore using the blue elixir, Ivhen using the blue elixir. You see how the pigs and the shadows notice them, but it's a much more delayed reaction.
So they're both heading to Murgo's Wet Nurse. Arguably the last boss that has a significant amount of RNG in the run.
Yep.
There are other bad bosses for RNG, but after that, the run gets pretty consistent, I would say, for most bosses. This is also the last boss in the any percent speed run.
Yeah, a little underwhelming boss in my opinion. She's still fun, but basically stay behind her. But she has one terrible attack called Nightmare Phase. Around 70% health she can cast it. And basically what she does is make clones of herself. The whole room gets dark and she makes clones of herself for 45 seconds. So you can't stagger her out of it with the full beast meter. She staggers every 10 hits or so. And the no-hit runners, the no-hit community, also found you can iframe the attack. So as soon as she starts to do it, you can dodge twice, but it's pretty precise, I would say. So let's hope neither runner here gets they're both making very quick work. Ivhen actually getting I spoke too soon. Ivhen has her at low health, so he's probably gonna try to YOLO it. But now you see the clones trying to attack as well as Murgo. So this is base Vit with full beast meter. One counter hit. We didn't really talk about counter damage. Ooh.
Oh no.
The literal one hit away from dying.
That was ridiculous.
Wet Nurse.
He missed a hit on the back of Wet Nurse because Wet Nurse has some of the worst, just like the puppets, you'll be standing right behind her and you'll miss. It's
yeah, that's really unfortunate. There is a shortcut for her, but obviously they didn't take it. And his resources are depleted, so he has enough resources to do the fight one more time. That's okay. But he's gonna have to do a little bit of rerouting here.
So he won't actually lose too much time on the routing because he'll just go do the woods run through early.
Well, that's what, at least a couple minutes.
Yeah.
So
he won't lose any
Romanticore
time there, but on the fight, yeah.
taking his weapon to +9 and putting in the 3 endgame gems, which Hattie said 15, 18, 18. So Romanticore has 51% damage on a +9 weapon, and then he'll get the Blood Rock before the DLC.
I got that right.
It was good. So Romanticore are going to be performing the lecture hall skip here, everybody's favorite skip, found by none other than this Hex. And basically what he's going to do is you use the corner of this pillar to give him a little boost to jump over the railing, versus running across the second floor, dropping down to the first floor, and running back. So
it's pretty easy. Just jump right, lol, forehead, as
yeah,
Enduritize would say.
Saves about 15 seconds if you get it first try. Romanticore, they're getting it third try. About 3 seconds, I would say, per attempt.
Yep.
So he's still saving time versus running around.
It's one of the worst skips in the run because of how little time it saves.
Yeah,
so, and how hard it is.
You can get really stuck on it really easily.
Yeah.
Now, Ivhen re-entering the fight, grabs his echoes.
And not going to use the bolt paper.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to save that for Maria, I guess.
Romanticore doing the Nightmare Frontier skip, which is basically another one found by Dan Koister, who found the ladder cancel. What you're going to do is, this shortcut is meant to be found at the end of the area, before the boss. So instead of running around the whole area, there's like a little rock that protrudes. So if you fall from the top, you take lethal fall damage. Hold on, Ivhen getting Nightmare Phase again. Gonna try to iframe it. Doesn't get it. But yeah, so there's a little rock that protrudes. You gesture off of it, and it'll put you so you don't take lethal fall damage. So you see Romanticore falling down, takes about 50% of his health. If he would have dropped from the top there, he would have died.
Oh, Ivhen died.
Really unfortunate for Ivhen.
He's gonna have to go through the Forbidden Woods now a little bit earlier than he would normally do.
2 deaths to Wet Nurse.
So
Promise I
Romanticore's
didn't
gonna
jinx
do...
it, okay? I had to mention what the attack was in case we saw it.
God
But,
damn it, Casey. So Romanticore is going to do a little bit of a newer strat on Amygdala, which is a million times easier than the old strat where you had to basically perfectly time an R1 onto her head as she's falling.
Yep.
So
This is
bless
the
Ivhen for that
combo.
strat.
Ivhen found this one, and it's just free. The charge dart 2 at the beginning doesn't do any damage, but it staggers her head, and you can even miss a hit and still get it off.
Ivhen is not happy.
Yeah, definitely not.
He just shook his camera there.
So he has to go to the Forbidden Woods, which is obviously where they came and fought Shadows earlier. But now that the Blood Moon is out, once Ram is dead, you can come into Yosefka's clinic, which is where you wake up at the beginning from the back way, pick up the last third of the umbilical cord. Remember, they picked up one in the workshop. You get one for killing Murgo. And then this will be the third one they pick up. And they'll also pick up an item called the Canehurst Summons, which Hattie still to this day can't find the boss.
Oh man, Logarius, he's like hiding in the snow or something. I just can't find him.
But yeah, they'll use that to access an optional area at the end of the run. So Ivhen just opting to do it early because he needed Beast Blood pellets. So this is the only place to get them.
So he's actually going to grab the extra Beast Blood pellets as well, just so he doesn't have to pick up extra Madman's Knowledge. Smart.
Meanwhile, Romanticore going back to a similar area you've seen, the Central Yharnam segment. And he's going to fight what should be a boss maybe found before Gascoigne, the Cleric Beast. Beginning game boss with a +9 weapon with leveled up stats and 51% gems.
Yeah,
so
even with a +9 and stats, I still think Cleric Beast is probably one of the harder bosses in the run. We'll see if Romanticore can get the strat. I'm not sure.
Bless RNG.
Oh, it's been messed up many a times, but we'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whew!
That was close.
Can we get some claps in the chat, please?
He could have been the first, but he didn't want that title. So.
Yeah.
So I've been actually doing a segment that he was going to have to do after Amygdala and after Cleric Beast. Meanwhile, Romanticore going to make his way to the woods now, but he's already done those segments. So he's a couple segments ahead right now. He's opting to make his final level up of the game right here. Going to just dump everything into strength and skill, so he's truly the ultimate glass cannon build. He hits like a truck, but he has base vitality, so...
So now Romanticore is going to do the segment that Ivhen is currently finishing, and then Ivhen's going to go back afterwards to kill Wet Nurse, because he ran out of Beast Blood pellets.
Yep. See if Romanticore opts to do the grave skip here as well. Another recent one found by none other than this Hex.
I'm sure he will.
Saves about 15 seconds. And he's going to use some graves here to jump out of bounds. It is a little bit risky because you can fall into the graves and get stuck. But he's going to use the graves to get out of bounds and fall into the poison cave without running up and around. So
it's one of the hardest skips in the run, I would say.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
It's pretty difficult.
Jumps out of bounds.
That was the hardest part, too, in my opinion. Getting up on the graves.
He still goes under the black dot. You don't see people do that way anymore. But he gets it. So, nice little 15 seconds or so there.
You better heal before the ladder. He's going to die.
Yeah.
He's used to using the Yharnam set, which has more poison resistance.
He did.
Nice.
Meanwhile, Ivhen got the Canehurst summons and killed the... Don't know if it's fake Yosefka. Once again, come at me, lore boys. But I'm just kidding with that. The lore is cool in the games. I just don't know it. But yeah, you kill the fake Yosefka, real Yosefka, whoever it is. You kill her for the third umbilical cord.
No one cares about the lore. It's all about the gameplay.
Yeah.
So Ivhen's going back to kill Wet Nurse. Hopefully he'll get her down this time.
Yep. Once Romanticore does this, he will go ascend to the top of the Cathedral Ward, which is the upper Cathedral Ward that he grabbed the key for earlier, and that will be his final area before the downloadable content. So,
Can't believe you just said downloadable content. Now you're dead to me. Ivhen and you're both dead to me. No YOLO ROM, downloadable content. Can't believe it. Can't believe my ears today.
This is a good running segment. Not too much action. So once again, I'm not getting paid. Damn it! But this is the 2018 All Bosses Tournament. First one held by Speed Souls. Hattie and I are part of the team. These guys are part of. Well, I'm not sure if Ivhen is, but either way, he's Speed Souls supporter. And check out Speed Souls if you want to learn the games, man. If you just want to come see what the times are, you want to learn cool strats like move swapping, people will help you, man. Join the Discord. Come check out the leaderboards.
Oh god, the shadows.
No blue elixir. There's a little monk at S.
Oh, this just in. I'm recently been sponsored by Speed Souls. Please go follow the runners and go join the Speed Souls Discord.
Yeah, join the Discord. Hattie, honestly, I learned this game 9 months ago. It was my first speed game. I was nervous. This dude has literally made videos on YouTube at my request. Like, he's been nothing but helpful. So I
usually
appreciate it, Hattie.
him, but sometimes I'm a little bit helpful.
Yeah, so people will meme on each other, and it sounds like a bunch of bullies, but everybody's anxious to help new runners learn, honestly.
It's a pretty welcoming community, for sure.
Yeah.
And
thanks to Speed Gaming, we've literally had every tournament on here, or every tournament match on Speed Gaming channel, so thank you to them as well. Check out these runners, man.
Gonna do YOLO Emissary, so
oh god.
I'm telling you right now.
Too bad he doesn't know how ahead he is. That's not necessary.
He is definitely on pace to get a 109.
Yeah. So Ivhen getting the French nurse teleport. Unfortunate. Why is the Romanticore forgot to send the elevator back now? That's kind of rare.
Wow.
So he gestures at the excitement of waiting for the elevator.
Ivhen is now going to win by exactly 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And Romanticore is going to be upset about that elevator.
Newbie, I'm not singing that jingle.
There's Newbie's terrible jingle. Can everyone please tell Newbie how terrible that jingle is, please?
Shout out to Newbie as well, guys. He told me not to do this anymore, but you know what? There was a Dark Souls 1 tournament that started back in March. It was really successful, same format. So Newbie, like 6 weeks ago, decided to put this together. He's also a member of Speed Souls. Follow Newbie, dang it.
Newbie Bo.
And Duratize, don't encourage it, man.
Newbie, that is great. That is a great
Okay,
game.
I see the Kappa now. It's okay.
Wow, that smiley face.
Ivhen upgrading his weapon to +9, grabbing the gems, or putting the gems in, and he'll be making his way to the lecture hall.
So Ivhen will definitely get first try lecture hall. Not gonna jinx it or anything.
Yeah, I feel dead now when he watches this with commentary. Here's me describe Nightmare Phase.
Come on,
Rip my friendship with Ivhen.
First try. Oh, that was so close.
That was really close.
Third try is pretty good.
Yeah. So that's how many tries it took Romanticore as well. So you notice Romanticore, he's about to do the orphanage key skip, as we call it. This is why they took the cane at the beginning of the game. Basically, you do a jumping attack with the threaded cane while it's extended in the whip form, and you're intended to walk around this whole first floor and find the brain sucker that way. But you can aggro the brain sucker to the door with a jumping R2, or a jumping attack with the cane, and then you can kill him with your cleaver through the wall. So
not sure why he quit out there. Maybe it's to reset the position of the brain sucker so it doesn't block the door.
He was talking about that recently, yeah, something like that. It resets the one on the bottom.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So if he doesn't get it, it's not the end of the world, but it is. It's not really RNG based. It's a consistent skip.
And you
Okay.
are allowed to quit out now. Back when we weren't allowed to quit out in speedruns, if you messed this skip up, you would have had to run all the way around.
So you see he aggroed the brain sucker, R2, L1. Beautiful skip. Meanwhile, Ivhen just did the Nightmare Frontier skip.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, Doobie. I'm wondering if he's going to save his splits if he PBs.
Why is everybody dude hand of Lee now?
I don't know. Oh, actually, that's a worse spot. I don't like that spot.
Yeah,
When you quit out, he's right in front of you.
yeah. It's also bad because he pellets super early, so
Yeah.
if you get grabbed, you have to quit out and you lose your D-split pellet.
If you do it the other way without quitting out, usually he's not in the doorway. Unless you mess up the skip. It take a long time.
So here's a pretty easy boss in my opinion, but the way Romanticore is doing it, there's one alien here that takes all the damage and like 8 other ones that you usually build meter up on and then kill the big one by himself. Romanticore just going to go straight for the heart of it and attack the main one. So with 10-bit, these little aliens hit like trucks, man. And he gets yellow emissary.
Oh, he missed a hit.
Oh, he missed a hit.
Don't
Oh!
get stomped.
He got... Oh my god.
God.
Stern God.
So free, right, Romanticore? I hope he watches this back. He was just telling me how free YOLO Emissary was yesterday.
Holy crap. I almost just dropped a word because that was so scary.
I said that word in my previous commentary, so
Holy cow.
You're better than me.
Yeah. Stern God is an emote that Romanticore has with his little stern dog, and I say Stern God's watching him over him because that was insanely close to dying, man. He probably should have died.
I'm not gonna let him hear the end of that. It's so free. So he's doing another consistent stagger strat on Abritus. Pretty easy. You see, he just gets a few hits on the tentacles. Oh, he missed a hit on the face.
Ooh, he's not gonna stagger the head right away.
Whoa! Did you see that? That was so fancy.
What did he do? Was that an
He did
extended
a rolling extended R1.
Wow.
Gator
Romanticore just showing off at this point. Yeah, this is another consistent stat or strat. Build meter on the tentacle, stagger the head around 50%. She tries to charge up to go into phase 2. You're dealing so much damage, and you have your meter north going, so you kill her before you ever see her. She has some Monka Shake phase 2 attacks, if you haven't seen. She like spits frenzy on you. She can summon arcane missiles.
The one
she
where
can actually flies.
Yeah.
She has an undodgeable charge. Not really undodgeable, but anyways, Romanticore making his way back to, if you own the DLC in this game, as soon as you kill Amelia, you can come here, where they picked up the Hunter set. And the reason they go back to the DLC early is because they need enough insight to buy the Blood Rock for 60 and get Beast Blood pellets for the DLC. So you can't just go straight into the DLC and start it. Go in there, get the insight for entering, grab the lamp, and go back. So Romanticore's still on a deathless run up to... It still is any man's game, by the way, guys.
It's quite a good run from Romanticore.
But this is a very good run for him. And he hasn't died.
Ivhen can still catch up, for sure.
The DLC is the hardest part, in my opinion.
Yep.
Finally making his weapon plus 10. Won't be ascended any farther. No more gems will be exchanged. And it's time for the downloadable content, just to piss off my co-host.
Romanticore will be grabbing the lamp before Orphan of Cost this time, so we don't need to Monka Shake.
Okay, good.
We've convinced him.
How far behind is Ivhen? I would say probably 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Yeah, 2 or 3 minutes, I would say. He's behind. He's behind this whole segment, so he's probably about 3 minutes behind.
Yeah.
Did he grab the? Oh, he has. Did he grab that Cold Blood, or did he grab the one before Mikolash?
Oh, I didn't even notice.
I didn't even notice. So if he can't get his weapon to plus 10, then that might have been a mistake. I think he grabbed the one before Mikolash, if I'm not mistaken. He's gonna grab that blue elixir for the Hunter's Nightmare. Because if you don't have a blue elixir, It's...
Oh, he gets the blocked on the bridge. Oh, is it Ivhen?
Oof.
Oh, at the mercy of the church servants right now.
Please heal.
And since he has so much insight, once you're over 15, they can start doing different attacks. So you see the guy with the Rose Marinus or whatever it's called? They're just doing melee attacks and magic attacks. That was insanely close.
That was so ridiculous.
So Romanticore went up to that flaming beast. You go, oh, that probably looks like an enemy. I won't spoil it, but it may be. But you basically have to go in there to get an item to ascend to the next area in the DLC. So
Romanticore is going to opt to not use a blue elixir on the fishing hamlet segment, so it is pretty consistent, but something could happen.
Yeah.
Something could always happen, no matter how consistent the strat is. Wonder if he's going to quit out here. No, he's just going to wait.
Ivhen gets the R2, misses the first L1. Now he's got to wait for a little bit of magic spam, and he gets an orphanage key skip as well. So here's the blue elixir, the only one he'll use in the DLC.
And that one is 100% necessary.
Absolutely. As if these blood suckers, whatever you want to call them, won't kill you with poison. There's a hunter.
Yeah,
blood lickers?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a hunter here guarding a ladder. You don't want to go mano-a-mano with this guy. So he'll notice you and shoot you while you're on the ladder, as you see happen to Romanticore. But it's just, like I said, it's a little bit delayed. So that's the only reason you're able to make it through there. Not going to be fighting the first boss, and probably my favorite boss in this game, at least casually.
Oh yeah, Ludwig is amazing. Such a well-designed boss.
They're going to make quick. They're gonna make quick work out of him. I really do like Ludwig.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying he is a very fair boss.
Oh,
His hitboxes are not too terrible for some of the other big beast bosses in Bloodborne.
Thought that was some of the Hattie sarcasm.
No, I've never been sarcastic in my life.
Oh, okay.
Never.
So he's a beast. Basically gonna stagger the legs, stagger the head. That's phase 1.
Nice.
Romanticore. Good. Ooh! Ivhen dies to Emissary. Ivhen gonna turn off?
Ooh, no, he's gonna
pulled up.
I think.
Okay. Let's cheer on both these runners, guys.
Oh.
Hold it up again. If he were to forfeit, I wouldn't blame him. But
It's very unlucky.
He's just been really unlucky, yeah. Let's hope he finishes, though, guys. He's
oh, he's just trolling us now.
he's world record holder in all bosses, 80%, BL4 80%, and BL4 all bosses. He's a very good runner. Follow these guys, man. Follow a Hattie, follow Ivhen, follow Romanticore. Top tier guys, top tier helpers if you want to run. And more than anything, top tier speed runners. These guys are ridiculously good at what they do. So really unfortunate. There is a lamp in the upper Cathedral ward, but no one ever takes it because you don't plan on dying there.
Romanticore's actually going to mark out here and grab the Orphan of Cost lamp, because normally what you would do in a normal run is you'd grab no lamps in the entire DLC, and then after Orphan of Cost you would mark back to that lamp and grab Lawrence's skull, which is slightly faster, probably about 10 seconds faster.
Yep, but with getting the skull early, you can take other lamps. In this case, Romanticore just going to take one, but there's one before Maria. There's a couple options. So I've been having to make the run back.
Because
yeah, I agree.
It's pretty close.
It's not a bad
Also,
run back from the research.
If you die to Maria, you need extra pellets anyway, so you probably want to go grab those ones.
Yeah, true.
In the hallway.
So the fight going to look a little different for Ivhen now. Instead of one alien approaching him, then trailing, basically as soon as he enters the fight and falls into the garden, if you want to call it, all the aliens are going to be coming at him at once. So he will not be able to do the YOLO strat anymore, I don't think.
It would be pretty...
I've never seen an aggroed emissary YOLO because, like I said,
it would be pretty bad idea.
Yeah. Romanticore doing a quit out here. Yeah. I don't really know how it works, but basically you're resetting in any position.
I think I know how it works. When you enter that room, I think there's a trigger for those dudes at the top of the stairs to start attacking you. And since you don't, like when you're quitting out in the room, you don't reset that trigger, so they just stand there. Because you could stand there the entire time and they won't move. until you get really close to them. I think that's how it works.
Yeah, that would make sense. So normally you would have to go the other way, but Nims, who's another Speed Souls runner, he's a really good DS3 runner, but he ran this briefly. He found this. You can just quit out, spawn back in. Enemies take like 2 or 3 seconds to have their AI basically recognize you're there, and you can just go that way.
What the good runners used to do, like back when Sanso had the world record, they would still use a blue elixir there, but they would still go down that hallway.
Really?
So yes, they'd
Would you
go
have to
down
just
that
kill
hallway.
the mobs?
Yeah, they would like do a couple of R1s, but if you get double YOLO attack or something there, it's like the scariest thing in the world. So that's why I started running the other way.
The other way is just so much safer.
Yeah.
So Romanticore pushing the lever, and he's just going to drop down through the research hall, and this is going to open the door to the next boss. Enter
Smart play by Ivhen.
enter the "This is me" quote here, which is the Living Failures boss. Enter "This is Twitch chat," whatever you want to say. Original joke. They're not bad either.
You just saw Ivhen wait for his meter to run out there a little bit because he used his pellet a little bit too late. If he didn't do that, he would have staggered Abritus early, so that was very smart.
My mom calls me this boss exactly, Ender. Exactly.
Because
So
you're a failure.
You killed the first failure, and then you basically just spawn this one here in the corner. One will spawn on the other side. Try to shoot magic at you sometimes, but this is honestly, once you get the first one killed, it's usually GG.
Oh. Taking a little bit longer to spawn there. It's a bit annoying when these failures don't spawn as quickly as other fights.
The insane magic spam on the other side.
Sometimes they'll spawn instantly. Sometimes you have to wait like 5 seconds for this one to spawn.
He's opting to just go kill the other one.
Yeah, if it takes.
Oh, he just died.
Oh my!
The third failure, which is a melee failure, spawned on the other side of the garden, and as Romanticore approached the second one, he got slapped.
Well, that's unfortunate, but it's probably the best boss in the DLC to die to because it's quite a short run back.
There are beast blood pellets he can grab on the run up back to the boss too. Hopefully he remembers those.
He does. That way he won't have to buy extra before Orphan.
Yeah, you can get 6 here at the top of this elevator.
He's not happy.
they are not doing different routes now.
Yeah, they're doing the exact same route.
Oh,
no, he's not. Does he have extra pellets?
No.
So he's gonna buy more after Orphan? That was.
Let's see if he has 3.
He needs at least 3.
He did have an extra bolt paper, which was nice.
Yeah. So he has. How many does he have there?
Tell. Oh, he had 5.
Yeah, he has like
still got 4 left. He's good. That was literally 1 hit away, so unfortunate, but it gets the opener, and then
oh god.
the counter hits are insane from these guys. Like most of their attacks hit you twice.
People won't believe me, and they'll think I'm being sarcastic, but Failures is the scariest fight in the DLC for me.
Really?
By far. By far,
I can see it. You can die super fast to him.
Really good paced run. If you're trying to go fast on Failures and you get counter hit,
yeah,
it's a one-shot.
So they have a move here where they summon comets or meteors.
Yeah.
He's going to kill the one before that happens.
If he gets hit by a meteor, he'll be one-shot for sure with 12 vitality, or 10 vitality.
GG for Romanticore. And he's going to do a quit out here.
He almost quit out on the door. That would have made
his
run invalid.
You want to explain the quit
out? Yeah, so basically, when you use a beast meter, or a beast blood pellet, you get that beast meter buff, and it lasts for 60 seconds while your pellet is active. But if you do a quit out, you actually keep the progress on your beast meter, and after failures, you'll actually have a full beast meter, a full meter north.
True meter north, yep.
True meter north, yeah.
Because Maria is so close that you literally can open the door, have time to aggro her, and still
you see, he still has that full meter, but he's going to eat another pellet, so it'll last for 60 seconds rather than lasting until it runs out.
He's going to deal a ton of damage to this boss.
Maria went from being a pretty difficult DLC boss to just a joke.
Yeah.
You
Should be
absolutely demolish
six
her.
hits for phase 1, something like that.
Oh yeah.
Then she adds blood to her weapon around 70% health, 60% health.
It's
then
rare
phase...
that you don't kill Maria before she goes into phase 3.
Yeah, I should have
Very
went for the backstab, but he's gonna kill her probably while she's buffing for phase 3.
Yeah. So she's all. If he didn't hit there, she would have immediately started going into phase 3. So
Yep.
basically, she won't move the entire fight, only at the beginning.
Easy work.
Very great fight.
Yep, that was a perfect fight. Now he's going to make his way to the fishing hamlet, which is the final area of the DLC.
And he's not going to cheese orphans, so we'll see another real man.
Yep.
In this tournament, rather.
Romanticore dabbing on us. Meanwhile, Ivhen gonna make his way to Ludwig. So he's caught up a little bit with that failure's death. He's still got a ways to go. But like I said, anything can still happen, guys. Specifically with these next 2 bosses.
I love how Ivhen has the music played at full blast.
Yeah.
Oh, he
misses
hit on the arm there.
Yeah. He's gonna have to change his game plan a little bit.
Oh, please heal.
There it is. So a lot of runners will do what Romanticore is doing, but use a blue elixir through here with good stamina management. It's not necessary, but it's still pretty muck-ass in my opinion.
So Ivhen runs a lot of BL4, so he should be able to take him down pretty easy.
Yeah. My concern is his pellet for phase 2.
Yeah.
Ludwig's giving him pretty bad attacks. Okay, this should be phase 2.
The stagger lock here, nice. He should be good.
Romanticore taking a lamp here, just in case he dies, and he's going to perform now what we call a slope quit out. And basically what that is I think it works in the Dark Souls games too. You can land on a slope and fall down, and until the game goes, oh, your feet touch the ground, you need to die, this is lethal fall damage, you can basically fall down the slope and quit out as soon as your feet register on the ground, and as long as you don't wait, it's pretty precise, you can spawn back in without taking that fall damage. So Romanticore are going to do a slope quit out here to get out of bounds. And,
that was a very nice recovery by Ivhen.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's going to spawn out of bounds, glitch into the cave before Orphan, and he's going to be right at the boss fight.
So did he quit out for
Ivhen didn't get the
big
lamp.
whale dude? The big
Did you
shark
see that?
whale dude? What?
I don't think Ivhen got the research hall lamp. Look at the recast of the stream.
I did not. No, he did the
animation cancel. I haven't seen that. I have not seen that. So Romanticore
I
actually
don't do
quit
that
out.
animation cancel because
Romanticore quit out too early, so not the end of the world. If he quits out too late, he'll die. But he's gonna have to try to let his feet touch the ground again. Yeah, I see you guys now. I hadn't seen that animation cancel before.
It's pretty annoying because if you get it without actually lighting it like he did, he lit it, but then he fell off the side of the lamp. If you do it where you just fall straight down and get it in midair,
stuck out of bounds,
then you might accidentally just not notice that you didn't get it.
Yeah.
Because it takes a little while to light, so you turn around, see if it turns orange.
So Romanticore are going to lose a little bit of time here. Basically, you have to glitch into this cave, but there's a proper angle you have to take. He kind of rushed it, and so he was stuck out of bounds. So he's going to have to Hunter's Mark back to the lamp, which is right near where he is, and he's going to have to do the slope quit out again. Oh yeah, he's still on a really good pace. Not too much of time loss, honestly.
He could still get a 111 with this run, or at least a 112.
Yeah.
Everything is so aggressive in this game, needs to be modded with Care Bears. If this game was on PC, we would definitely run with a Care Bear mod.
Somebody could make it happen.
Ludwig as a giant crawling Care Bear.
Oh my god. Terrifies me. So this is what a lot of people consider the hardest boss in Soulsborne. Basically, you can not make a joke of him, but with these level of strats, basically you backstab, and you have a lot of skill. So you say, why not take a riposte? Basically, while an enemy is staggered, they take around 50% more damage. So double backstabs build that meter really, really fast, and they just deal a ton of damage, and they're faster than taking a riposte after every single one. So he's going to hope for good RNG. He's getting really good RNG. Anytime around 50%, the Orphan can go into phase 2, which can still be backstab, but it's much tougher to deal with. The Romanticore just got the god RNG.
I wonder if he'll quit out if he gets instant lightning, but I think
I don't think he's going to see phase 2.
Yeah, he'll just do
one more hit.
Oh, not doing the famous
quick R1.
fatty hit.
Yeah, so really good fight there for Romanticore. Really nice RNG god smiling upon him, but really good execution. So Romanticore has one more DLC boss to go. That's Lawrence, the first Vicar, basically the flaming Cleric Beast. Now that he has the skull, he can trigger that boss fight.
Pretty great run.
Yeah, really nice. Meanwhile, Ivhen just quitting out. He will be entering the Maria fight now.
So Ivhen actually still right on Romanticore's tail. He hasn't fallen behind anymore. He's still probably about 2.5, 3 minutes behind, but he can easily make that up. Just takes one bad death.
That's right. I know Ivan's going to be disappointed if this does end bad, though.
Yeah.
Wet Nurse of all bosses is the one that beamed him. Twice. That's honestly just bad luck. Because like I said, she staggers every 10 hits, and you can iframe it, so chances are you're not going to get Nightmare Phase twice.
He's still playing very well.
Oh, absolutely.
It's pretty common for speedrunners to feel hard on themselves.
Oh, yeah.
When they die. Even though he doesn't realize how well he's playing.
Yeah. These are the top of the top players again, guys. I can't emphasize it enough. They just make this look easy, but there's hundreds, if not thousands of hours that go into practicing save files, fighting a boss over and over until it's almost muscle memory. Like, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes to make runs like this happen.
Pretty great Maria fight from Ivhen.
So Romanticore fighting Lawrence, another beast-based boss. So you're going to stagger him. And there was a strat developed by an English runner called Falcon House, where basically you stagger the legs, and then Lawrence can go into another phase where he starts swimming on the floor around 40% health. But the way you break his legs and you stagger his hands late, you can make it so by the time he drops, he has like 20% health or less. So you see he's dropping now.
Obvious splice from Romanticore, I would say.
Yeah. Romanticore attacking while the Michael Phelps phase is going on. GG Romanticore.
Nice fight.
Stop, rascal.
Oh, nice. He's happy. He's so happy that he killed Lawrence that he just jumps for joy.
Let's see if Ivhen opts to take the lamp. Not sure if he will.
Did he mark out and grab the skull early or no?
No. I don't think he's going to take it then.
I think he's just going to fight him because he doesn't really care about his run anymore.
Yeah.
He really just mad about the Wet Nurse. That was really unfortunate.
Well, Romanticore here with 4 bosses left to go, guys. 2 optional bosses. You'll notice the next one is in the Amelia area, off to the side. So this was a boss that From probably intended you to find really early. So this next boss, not so much a threat, unless you're from Brazilian and your name's Mario.
Mario.
But Mario. Unless you're from Brazil, not from Brazilian. But this next boss shouldn't be too much of a threat. Romanticore does have over 15 insight. I don't know if he's doing an insight dump for Gehrman, maybe. But you usually dump all your insight before Lawrence. But since he does have more than 15, some different enemies are going to be appearing here.
I think he just bought pellets and like just 10 pellets and
dump the rest
elixir.
in blue elixirs. Yeah.
I don't think he dumped at all. I think he just bought an elixir and 10 pellets.
Gotcha. So yeah, you'll see these enemies spawn out of the ground here. Not too huge of a threat, but then again, with Romanticore running base mid, a dog counter hit one of those guys could finish him off. Meanwhile, let's see how Ivhen's orphan fight goes.
Nice.
So Romanticore might get blocked in the door here. No, he doesn't. He's okay. Good RNG for Ivhen as well. You want this attack over and over, honestly. It's just super free to punish.
Let's see if he gets the bait. Yeah,
does.
So when Orphan's under about 60% health, and you
It's the
butt
Addy
scratch,
one.
as we call it, when you use a buff that that's already active, like a bolt paper or a pellet, your character will like scratch his pocket, like his back pocket, and basically for some reason that baits Orphan to do the jump attack.
Orphan's input reading, basically. So he sees that you're trying to heal, or he sees you're trying to use an item, and his AI thinks, "Oh, this is good time to punish," but you're actually debating him.
But it's his worst attack.
Yeah,
like, it just goes right over your head if you're really close to him.
Exactly. So Ivhen there, not having to take the lamp and go back to the dream, because he did it the way you would in a normal run. Don't take any of the DLC lamps.
So Romanticore is going to use a blue elixir. That used to be considered a peach strat. Now I'd say it's necessary
It's
to
smart
use a blue elixir.
with low vid. I think it's smart.
I'd say almost all the time you'll save more time by using the blue elixir than you lose by buying it.
Yeah.
Because you can just run past the dogs.
If you get bit, they stagger you and make you start running animation again.
You have to go to the shop anyway, so buying a blue elixir and then buying the pellets, you're not wasting that much time.
Agreed.
I think even Ivhen does it in the world record run, so.
This is the Witches of Hemwick. Hard boss, by the way. 5 R1s. With this level of stats and a beast pellet, once you get upgraded weapon and all that stuff, you just make quick work of them.
Wonder if he's gonna do the barrel quit out.
Let's see.
Yes. No. Because he got hit.
Still going for it?
Well, he got it just in time.
Okay. So another minor thing found by Dan Cloister, but you can quit out on the barrel as soon as you get the echoes. It puts you back at the front of the room, which saves maybe a few seconds.
Oh yeah, it probably only saves like 1 or 2 seconds, because when you're actually, if you notice, when you're actually running to the exit, the Prey Slaughtered message appears when you're just about to enter the door.
Yeah.
And when you quit out here, or not the Prey Slaughter, sorry, the echoes appear just about when you're about to exit, like that doorway. At the start of the fight, and when you quit out here, you spawn just a little bit up the stairs. So basically, you're saving almost.
But
no
you're
time.
resetting the enemy position, which is also a nice part of it.
The best part about it, I would say.
You run to this like Canehurst crossing to take you to the last area. So Romanticore has one more area, one more boss before the final bosses. Meanwhile, Ivhen going for the Lawrence strat right now.
I think he's going to be pretty happy with this run. He died to failures, but that wasn't too big of a time loss compared to.
And he got stuck in the fishing hamlet skip.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, it's been a damn good run.
Awesome run.
All the boss fights have been really good. Oh, so Ivhen there not able to get the Falcon strat. Staggers the hand just a second too late.
That attack is really
That's a good attack. Yeah, if you're close to it, it is. Oh, he's stuck in the lava. Okay, let's not count our, let's not put the, what is the saying? Don't put the cart before the horse just yet.
There you go. Yeah.
There we go. He still makes quick work of him. Logarius and then the 2 in-game bosses, yes, for Romanticore. Meanwhile, Ivhen will have to make his way to Witches.
Logarius can be quite a scary boss, not because he's a hard boss, but because his attacks do so much damage and you have no health really at all. And he can do this one, like, 1% meme where he just goes straight into phase 2.
Yeah. Rare,
for some
but
reason.
It does happen.
I think it happens when you do way too much damage.
That's right.
Like, you just do past half health, which is normally when he goes into phase 2, or just over half health. And then he just instantly does it without doing his little transform animation. And if you're
not
not
on
a BL4 god, then you won't be able to kill him pretty easily in phase 2 because you have no idea what his attacks are.
phase 2 can get Monka S.
Yeah.
So just running for both players right now. Nothing too exciting. I can tell you. Let me look at the brackets, and we can tell you at least maybe foreshadow a little bit of what we have to look forward to with these guys. So once again, the winner of this is going to go to the quarterfinals of the winners bracket, the semifinals.
Yep.
Yeah. The loser will drop to the lower bracket. Call it losers bracket, whatever, but it is double elimination, so nobody's out. But take a look at the standings here. So this is considered bracket 19. So loser of 19 will drop down and face the. Will
They'll
either
go
face
into the finals of the loser bracket or the semis.
semis of the loser bracket. Yep. So they'll be facing one of 4 players. So you can just type exclamation point BB if you want to look at it yourself. But the winner will get a Hattie, and that will be to determine
who goes to the finals.
finals.
Yeah.
So my co-commentator here.
Woo.
Let's see if Romanticore can get textbook Logarius. Like you said, he can be a little bit memey. He has like some insta-cast attacks.
That's the best attack you can get right there at the start.
Yeah.
You don't have to dodge it. You can just run right up to him. Opting to attack him towards the back of the arena, that's kind of scary because he can back up against the wall, but he got it.
Yep. Textbook Logarius. Backstab. Visceral.
Should die with this Visceral. Yep. And now Romanticore will be fighting Gehrman and Moon Presence, the 2 final bosses. Yep. Gehrman can be quite difficult. Moon Presence is not too hard, but can be hard to kill quickly, I would say.
Yeah. And with how low Romanticore's health is, Gehrman could not one-shot him, but he can pull him in and hit him again and kill him in one combo, if you will. So, oh, never mind. Romanticore opting to go, I forgot he's been doing this. So he dumped all of his DLC echoes into health. Pretty smart, honestly. Pretty much dead to me. Smart strat.
Smart but dead to me.
Yeah.
Using Bolt Paper on Gehrman as well. Doesn't really do much, if anything, but it's good to avoid little health slivers.
Oh, that's so there's the grab and there's the slap, so...
So he would have died if he didn't get 17 of it there.
Yeah. Gehrman a hunter. Parry, you can take riposte, you can backstab him if he jumps over you.
You can different phases. Most any human-sized bosses. So
yeah.
That's basically the strat for most of them.
He's trying to go to phase 2 here. And once he gets to around 50, he'll go in good attack there. Should be able to take him to phase 3 here. He'll backstab him. Gehrman gets hyper armor at this point, which means you can't break his poise anymore with attacks. But with dealing so much damage, this should be GG.
Pretty great fight. 1 bad attack. Nothing to worry about.
So he's building up Beast Meter on Gehrman's corpse in hopes that lasts. It probably won't last the whole Moon Presence fight.
Yeah, I doubt it.
If you get a really good Gehrman, it just ran out. But he's going to pop the last buff and fight the last boss.
So I'm going to guess this run will be about a 111 or a 112. High 111, low 112, I would say. Oh, not if he dies.
Meanwhile, Ivhen making his way. He made quick work of the witches.
Nice stagger on the limb there.
He's going to make his way up to Logarius now.
So Romanticore just staggered Moon Presence's face there, and if he gets the Visceral, it's done. Yep. So that should be the end of the fight right there. Pretty great run from Romanticore.
GG. Let's see what that final RTA is. 124.09, something around that?
Something like that. And then I'm going to guess his in-game time will be about a high 112, or a low 112 high. Oh, Ivhen just died to one of the hoppers there, the Bloodlickers.
Wow. So Ivhen won't have the lamp there, but the good thing is once you're in Canehurst, you're stuck in Canehurst, kind of like a Painted World in Dark Souls. So he's going to be at the bottom of the hill where the carriage brought him. He will have to run
111.32, I think that says.
Really nice run by Romanticore. With the name Stern God watching over him at multiple points in the run.
You better put Stern W over the name or the character picture like you did last time.
Yeah. But these
Yeah,
guys are so close.
111:32.
We do want to get them in for some post race questions, interview, if you will. But these guys are so close. So let's root Ivhen on. Once again, he's not out of it by any means, out of the tournament. He will, I can say for certain, he will lose this race. But let's cheer Ivhen on, and we'll get both these guys in after the race is done. GG by Romanticore, man.
Romanticore's best run for the tournament so far.
Yep.
And
Second best tournament
run
time.
overall, yeah.
Next to who?
I'm not gonna say.
Good. Hattie stays humble, even though he's a big D runner, if you will. Stern Pog, yeah, Hex. He needs to bring Stern Pog back. I miss that abomination of an emote. There it is. There's Stern W.
Yes.
Ivhen is out right? No. He will lose this race.
He's putting it over the wrong one.
He will fall to the lower bracket.
Oh. He's gonna put one over each one, I guess.
He put Stern God over Stern God.
Put one.
But
run,
keep in mind, guys, whoever wins the lower bracket actually gets to compete in the finals. So that's the nice part about double elimination is you can actually still win the whole thing with one loss. Stern.
So we got Stername, we got Stern, we got Stern W, and we got Stern God. What's
you better
the
put
last
the
one?
original Stern Doge.
The original Stern. Oh, Stern Easy. Nice.
Yeah, really nice run by the pride, the heart and pride of Texas speed running, Romanticore.
Texas Thump.
Yeah, Lil Texas. Everything's bigger in Lil Texas.
All right.
This was fun though, Hattie, man.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this commentary actually.
I feel like we meshed well together, and we actually had a really good race. I knew with the way both these guys run so YOLO, I knew something would happen. It's really unfortunate it was Wet Nurse, like I said, of all bosses, but Ivhen's still going to probably finish like a 114, 115.
Let's keep rooting Ivhen on.
Absolutely. Follow these guys, man. This guy, like I said, has the record, 4 world records in Bloodborne. He's very good, but that's the thing. That's why I have nothing but respect for the 14 people that signed up for this, because we would reset so fast with most of these runs.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we can't, even me, I have a 111, I can't accept a death.
Oh,
so,
God.
Like, Stern Pog.
Pog Stern, or whatever it's called. the nightmare fuel.
With it being a no reset run and him not forfeiting, it just shows respect. I haven't seen that one before.
It's like Stern
Corn on the cob.
Corn on the cob texture. Oh, Stern S. Monka Stern.
Oh my god.
Where's
the original? I need to see the original Stern Doge.
Yeah. There it is, right in the middle. In all its glory.
So let's cheer Ivhen on. 2 more bosses for him. Stern Jr. He has so many Stern emotes, my god. That's 10 emotes right there. 10 or 11.
Okay, so Ivhen's going into Gehrman now. Hopefully he'll get a pretty nice end here to finish it off. Pretty great phase 1 there.
Yeah, really nice. You should make quick work of phase 2. Just backstab into a visceral. Maybe 1 dashing L1. Nah, it'll take 2. There's a second hit,
oh,
and
nice.
GG. He might actually be able to finish Moon Presence on this pellet.
So I'm gonna guess this this run might be a 115 or a 116.
Yeah.
I think.
Which isn't bad for having to run back to Wet Nurse
Going
twice.
to Nurse twice, yeah. This is
no shortcut.
Everything else was pretty good. Also, he died to Emissary as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If he didn't die to Emissary, this run could have been like a 113 even.
Absolutely annihilated. Oh my god.
What a great Moon Presence. That was perfect.
He's gonna give us a wave. He's still a good sport. And
I'm gonna guess 115.
Holy hell. That was a beautiful Moon Presence fight. Yeah, let's gonna say 1:15:41. I don't know why, but that's
So
that
hard
number
to
sounds
see it
good
on
to me.
the restream, the speed gaming
Yeah.
restream. 119, is that what that says? Really?
1:19:09. Wow.
Really? I
Only
didn't think it was.
5.5 minutes of RTA difference. Somehow has
Huh.
seven and a
He
half
must have
minute
just
different
not
time.
quit out at all.
Yeah.
Ever. Two really good runs though. Sub 80 is not easy to do in a race, let me tell you.
Absolutely. What do we have in here?
Romanticore joined you?
Hello.
Hi,
Hey,
Romanticore.
Awesome run, dude.
What's up?
What's up, man? What do you
Nice
think,
stern memorial.
Yeah.
Hey, it's
What do
not
we
a
got
memorial
going
because I ain't dead yet.
Oh.
So, before we go any farther about your run, first of all, if you don't know, the semifinals is next week, and you two are up against each other. I just want to hear your reaction for both of you. Like, I know you guys are really close on
I
Twitch.
think it's going to be a pretty easy win. Romanticore is actually really bad at the game, unfortunately, so I think it's going to be pretty easy.
I can't wait for that race.
I think it could go either way.
No, seriously, I hope it's a really good race.
Hey, Ivhen.
Ivhen in here?
GG.
Hey, Ivhen.
Well played. GG.
What got some memes, Ivhen. Started out with the box ass, but what'd you think about your run as a whole, man?
It was pretty shit. Actually, there's a
Yeah,
I'll be
bugs
right back.
going
Sorry.
on.
Pug S.
Pug hunt pug.
There was a lot of memes with wet nurse, but overall, like that run was quite good. The parts that went well, like your DLC was pretty good. Overall,
talking
the
to?
run. I'm talking to Ivhen.
Oh.
Your run was really good too, but both runs were really good. Just some memes, and
The first white nose was painful.
yeah. But overall, most of the segments were really well played. So
Gamma and Brilliance were really good at the end to
Yeah.
finish.
the Moon Presence was awesome.
Yeah.
So two really good runs. That was a really good race to watch. They were really close for the most part for half of the run. They were
I like
neck and neck.
peeked
I don't know
in
if
for
you
like
guys
a
were watching
moment.
it.
Well, I
You
only
guys
peeked
don't.
in for a moment, like maybe
Oh.
an hour in, and our load screens were perfectly synced up at the point I was looking at. I was like, what the heck?
Basically, up until Wet Nurse, you guys were almost neck and neck. I would say Romanticore was just slightly ahead because of Sewer Skip. Everything else was almost a dead heat.
What happened to Sewer Scope?
Ivan broke the boxes.
What?
Yeah, we got
Dang.
boxes.
KC
Box
Smurf.
ass. Good race, though.
Strats.
That was really fun to watch.
I mean, was there anything
And,
surprising that happened?
Ivan died to Emissary, but that was after.
I
after all the
almost
wet-
died to Emissary.
after all the Wet Nurse memes. So
Did you see me almost get smacked, almost stepped on like twice against
yeah,
Emissary?
that was Monka S. But I'm pretty sure Ivan's gonna be in the finals anyway. He's just gonna tear through the lower bracket. So
Not to be this kind of run. 119. What is this?
you got it, man. That was just a warm up. You're gonna tear through the lower bracket for sure. Anyways, really good run. While KC is absent, I'll be the sponsored commentator here. Just go
Yeah.
follow Speed Souls, all the runners here. Really amazing. Go follow KC. Follow Ivhen, he has the world record. Follow Romanticore, he sucks. And yeah, thanks for Speed Gaming for hosting the tournament. Pretty awesome race. And we'll wait for KC to get back before we close out here.
See what happened during Amidala?
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh wait, what did happen? I forget now.
Sorry about that.
Welcome back, Casey.
Okay, see. What's up?
Hey,
Yeah, Casey, I was asking him, did you see what happened on Amidala?
for you,
Yeah, what I did to him.
you got third try lecture hall skip. What?
Yeah, I don't even remember now.
Hold on, let me think. I just watched the damn thing.
Well, it happened, you may not have caught it. It happened right after I killed it.
Oh, you spliced.
Yeah, you got me.
Did you get a dupe? Did you get a dupe on the umbilical cord?
Yeah, I got that cheeky dupe.
Oh,
I didn't notice it, but
Just in case I got lightning on Orphan. I needed an extra insight. I didn't want to pick one up.
Oh, nice.
You actually died to failures with the literal 1 hit left, man. What
I
happened?
know, he came and
Not-
slapped my shit.
Did you not see the melee guy creeping around the corner?
Oh, I didn't think he'd just go YOLO and just just side slap me.
When that third one spawns, man, he is hell bent for you. He's always on a mission.
It's like I should have just stayed with that one on the right, and then I would have won. But I was like worried because the other one's getting really close.
Yeah. I don't know if you already got asked, Ivhen, but what'd you think when you got Nightmare Phase the first time?
I gotta watch this.
Like,
I
she was.
played super bad the first time. A whiff one, I think. A whiff one, a hit. It was
Yeah.
really easy to get, and then she survived like 1 HP away or something. Well, 1 hit away.
Yeah.
And second time I just played terrible and I died again.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. When you whiffed the hit there, that was just like bad hitboxes. You were right behind her, and I don't know, just pretty.
I played super poorly.
It's alright.
The time I died,
Played well for everything else.
poorly.
One bad segment, so
Yeah.
That's fine.
either way, pretty good race.
Yeah, everybody's still in it. Like I said, next week is the semifinals. We have more races this week in the lower bracket, and it'll be a while before I think Ivhen races again because people have to make it to him in the lower
we should
bracket.
just let the lower bracket play out a little bit before we keep doing races in the winter
Can we
bracket.
meet Casey in the lower bracket?
You what? Can we
Can we
meet?
meet? Yeah.
If I win my next match and then my next match after that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Next week I
so-
gotta race Dude and we're doing BO4.
Casey's got to beat Dude and Emery to face
I
you.
gotta beat Dude in BO4.
That's
not
pretty.
happening.
That's gonna be hard. Those are two really good runners, but Casey is the pug god. So
Yeah, no sauce
see.
beer in BO4. Feels good, man.
Did you vote for yourself on the bracket?
no, I voted for. Who was I even racing? Emery. I voted
I
for
mean,
Emery.
I meant on ours because it says 50-50.
I haven't voted yet. No, I'm going to vote for myself though because it should be an easy win.
Who is this Hattie, my favorite streamer?
67%. Do you guys not have any faith in me?
Apparently, no one had faith in me. I had like 10% for the longest time.
Yeah, that's the thing about Bloodborne, man. It's unforgiving. Like immediately with Ivhen not getting boxes and you getting no quit sewer skip, like just obviously that's the beginning of the run, but just the insane advantages like right off the get go. You know, I haven't seen Ivhen get boxes in so long, dude.
I got boxes on the previous race as well, I think.
Did you?
Really?
Subscribe to
The BO4
boxes.
This
Yeah.
insane French box is.
My jump was terrible, I failed. I failed the jump. That was my fault for this one.
It's all right. You'll tear through that lower bracket, like I said.
Yeah, we can still be in the finals. But that's all I had, man. That was really fun commentating with the Hattie. All of these runners, I think Newbie did a shout out, but they're both really, really good runners. So check out the Speed Souls Discord. Check out any of the Speed Souls website for the leaderboards and stuff. If you're interested in learning the game, you just want to watch the game. And I'll give a personal shout out to a Hattie. Once again, he's been a really helpful person in the Speed Souls community, and he's a recent Twitch partner, so follow him as well. He's got a really lovely stream, and I don't just say that.
Follow KC as well.
I'm pretty
While
much
we're-
there every day.
While we're doing shameless plugins, I'm gonna say follow KC as well.
Follow me if you want to see seals and pugs and
Yeah.
inadequate gameplay.
No.
But I still try. But I hope you guys all enjoyed, man. Like I said, there's only one race at least scheduled for next week. It'll be between these guys because that's all that's left in the winners bracket. But we should still have multiple people in the losers bracket. So more
Right.
races to come, but we're getting there.
Awesome race.
Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for commentating, and thanks for
See you guys
Romanticore and
later.
Ivhen for racing.
Good night.
Bye.
See y'all later.